Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, we were about to get started with the class trial. I am very excited for this one. This case has, without a doubt, been my favourite so far. Now, I would just like to offer up a quick warning for this episode. I do have a migraine starting, and that I have taken some paracetamol. However, if I'm a little bit slow this episode, that is why. I know I could have just not recorded, but I was really excited. I want to see how this goes. A deadly class trial. We don't need to save. I saved 2 minutes ago. Okay, let's set our skills. Because we should have, I think, yeah. Tranquility. Completely steadies your aim. Effective during the non-stop debate and the hangman's gambit. Lovely. And there should be one more somewhere. Breathing technique. The focus gauge recovers more quickly. Effective during the non-stop debate, the hangman's gambit, and the bullet time battle. There we go, and we have 1 SP to spare. Lovely jubbly. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Owie, don't. No, you don't. You don't.
Was that?
I love that. Monokuma's just like, wait, what?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Oh, really, Celeste? Really? He doesn't have an alibi? Isn't that weird? Because you don't have anyone who can back you up on the time of deaths.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Jill, pot calling the kettle black here.
Who are you calling a murderer?
That's it, Hiro. Get her.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
Oh, do you, Celeste? Do you really?
Blueprints for the suit.
That are not in Hiro's handwriting.
Parts we assume were used to build it.
That presumably won't have Hiro's fingerprints on them.
And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
His room that was unlocked and available to everyone.
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Okay, let's say that this, chain of events is true. Who stuffs themselves into a locker after having committed 2 murders? Like, can we just think about that? After having committed 2 murders and attacking a young girl who in their right mind would be like, right, done a lovely bit of murdering, time to shove myself in a locker. No one would.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer? Or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Make your argument, okay. Oh, this could be any of them.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Okay, so it has to be the blueprints. Compelling evidence that Hiro is the killer? Is that really true?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all... No, that's wrong.
It's not the same handwriting.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
And Hiro wouldn't do that because he believes that bad penmanship leads to hauntings.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Oh, Hiro, bless you. I love that. She's like, no, guys, I'm an idiot. I wouldn't think of that. Oh, Hiro.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
Yep.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Part of me, my gut was like, yeah, Byakuya, you tell them. And then my brain was like, wait, this is Byakuya, and Byakuya's a bitch. What? I don't trust this. I do not trust this.
What?
Yeah, even Makoto's like, wait, what? What? Hold up.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Well, Hiro was in it, but it's a smoke screen, love. It's a smoke screen.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Ignore the suit. Ignore the poison pen letters.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
What? Why are you asking me? And of course he passes it off to me. You know what? I kind of like that face, so I'm gonna grab that.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
It was Hiro, but it's the suspicious individual in question. The one that must have been in the suit. The Illuminati. No, it had to have been Hiro, but it just don't think of the suit.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
He's the only one it fit.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Hina, just listen to yourself for 2 minutes. What kind of dipshit would choose to murder people whilst cosplaying Optimus Prime? No one would. It's a distraction.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
I'm so intrigued to see where Byakuya is going. Because my gut says that Byakuya is going to be incorrect, because he's a dipshit. He thinks he's really clever, but he's a complete dipshit. So I'm like, what answer have you come to? Because right now, we are aligned, but it's gonna go wrong.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
I'm so confused. He's saying what I think, and I don't like it.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Because you couldn't murder anyone in that suit.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Punch him.
All things have a proper order.
And your proper order is in pieces on the floor, decapitated. Get him, people.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Oh, that's easy. That's the dolly.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Of course. The things that we used to move Taka's body, they must have been the dolly. The dolly was found in the... Yeah.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The things that we used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What do you mean? What's with the answer? Yeah!
So, let's see if I can explain.
Byakuya? Yeah, please explain. He explains. Ugh! Like, someone please, just remove his head. Please, just remove his head for me.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Right.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Well, you're not just gonna drag a body about. That would be highly suspicious.
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right?
Correct.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Love, no. You are not gonna seriously try and say that Hiro picked up Taka bridal style whilst wearing a Robo-Justice suit and carried him to the repository. You are not gonna seriously try and say that.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
That is actually a fair point to make, because I didn't notice it was there.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
Unless the killer was planning ahead.
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
Also, the dolly had blood on its wheels, and the bloodstain had wheel marks through it, so...
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Why are you making me do this? You're the one raising this issue, dipshit!
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
And you can fuck off and all!
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Fuck you! Wow! I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change her mind with logic. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Oh god, no. I will hear more. I don't need this. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo amount. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle those. No! I don't need this stress! Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Oh god. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. No. Please. Basically, just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the right mouse button and left mouse buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Thank you! I cannot handle that. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. Hey! In which case, you can just ignore everything I said. I will, narrator. I absolutely will. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. I can do this.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
Apples.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You
And it's all gone to
miserable
pot. There we go.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
I cannot talk and do them at the same time. No, thank you.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
There you go, Makoto.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Ya bitch. Ha! Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? No, she's the killer and you are not helping her.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Byakuya, why are you such a bitch? Why did you make me do that when you could have done it? And now you're just like, but anyway,
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
I just for like 2 minutes, think about how stupid that sentence sounds, Owie. Please just think about it.
What kind of robot is it?
Oh god, she doubled down. She doubled down on the stupidity.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Thank you, Sakura.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Yeah, you'd be happy to, but I get the feeling you're gonna make me do it.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
He's talking about the fact that you can't bend at the waist in the Robo-Justice suit, and for the dolly, it has no handle, so you'd need to bend down to drag it. If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? I just explained, Makoto, but it's okay. I'll get you there, bud. Make your argument. Okay. It's gonna be one of the first two.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Not in that costume!
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
You tried it on, Owie.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm glad blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Celeste, your plan is falling apart here. You're trying to double down on someone in a robo costume. Could have done that, like, I get that. But it's just making you look even more suspicious, love.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Very true.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No, he couldn't have done that. There was a latch on the back. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because, yeah, you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Nope.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Exactly. If someone did decide, yeah, I'm gonna go around murdering people dressed like a transformer, who is gonna let themselves get seen like that? That is incredibly noticeable.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
It's really, really, really true, Owie.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Yeah, the picture that shows the suit, but doesn't actually show that there's anyone in there.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
No, it's a picture of Hifumi and a costume, and potentially Hifumi just holding the thing up.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
There's no one in the suit, love.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me! What guy? Robo Justice! That's what I decided to call him just now. Love, who's to say he was telling the truth? I think he was in on it.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Not facts, lies.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
This is Celeste's problem. She is sticking to her story. I find this so interesting. Celeste this entire time has been talking about adaptability. You need to adapt to survive, yet as everyone is working out what happened, Celeste isn't adapting. Celeste is sticking to the plan she laid down, and that is what is gonna fuck her up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Nope.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Again, I can get behind that, Kyoko. You are using logic and reason. It is just such a shame I have no respect for you.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Just follow the clues. Follow the clues.
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
No, I don't. I don't think Kyoko is gonna tell us, because Kyoko thinks we're all dipshits.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
Again, you have no proof of that, love. The only one who can clarify what was going on there is you.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
According to her.
As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
Can I just very quickly say, I love Sakura's voice actress, and just hearing her say, Robo-Justice, I'm like, it brings joy to my heart for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Thus alerting Hifumi, it's alright, you're good to, make it look like the crime scene is, good to go. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
The same announcement, but it was meant for Taka.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Ifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
And I am gonna leave off for this episode right here. In the next one, we finish off the recap and see what new clues we can find amongst the tale. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.